So welcome back, or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. This is breath, and this is day 2. And I didn't say it yesterday, but it's really important always in the yoga that we're doing together that you're listening to your body and you're only moving in wellness. And so if one of your arms doesn't lift, then don't lift it. You're not forcing your body into a shape that feels really uncomfortable. You're finding out what your wellness shapes are. And so you're being really able to mind that shoulder of yours, that hip of yours, because you're listening and you're attending to yourself. I was thinking the other day that actually all these sequences can be done in a chair. Now that sounds a bit strange, but if you were to turn this on and just sit in a chair, it's really quite amazing how much you can move and adapt and create while just sitting in a chair. So maybe every once in a while you just sit in a chair and do this yoga, or maybe you always do that because your knees don't like kneeling, or your back feels a little bit tender today, or one of your ankles is broken, who knows. And so find the way that you create this sequence for your body. And all these movements are suggestions, they're questions for your body that says, how is this today? Ooh, I better take care. So for example, I was at dig in the garden yesterday. I was hoeing and hacking and pulling and dragging. And so when I first woke up this morning, I was moving really slowly, just in the deep of my lower back. And that's because it's the first day back in the garden for me. And I'm not going to be doing some really gung-ho practice with my spine today. Instead, I'm paying attention and I'm listening. And that's not that there's anything wrong, but just it's really important to always gauge what's happening in our bodies and how yesterday affects today. So come. So I've lit my candle already. I've done my aromatherapy. I've done my little breathing practice, the video, that 5-minute video that I put up on the thing. And so whatever you've done or not done, amazing. And now come and lie on your mat. Come all the way down and just bring your hands to rest to your belly. And just take a few deep breaths down into your belly. Just let that settle. Nice. So as you exhale, push down into your feet and lift your hips up. As you inhale, lower down and even arch your lower back on the very end of it. So you're really expanding your belly. And then exhaling, rise up. Inhaling, lowering down. Just find your flow with your breath. Maybe your breath is doing something completely different, and that's really cool. Just notice, what is my breath doing? The next 20 minutes, we're going to move with the breath, around the breath, connecting to the breath, noticing that we're not connecting to the breath. Nice. Begin to sway your knees from side to side. So as you inhale, your knees drop down to the side. As you exhale, come back to center. And just travel. Because we're traveling with the breath, things are slowing down. How do you inhabit your breath deeply down into this? We're not going anywhere. I was dwelling yesterday that as I connected in with my breath throughout the day, it's amazing how it's weaving its way through my day. And I'm noticing how I am in my day in a different way with this orientation. And I was really struck by that feeling of really inviting in that this practice changes me, that I am deeply met and witnessed, and as a result, held in the safety of yeah, of being held or being supported by this breath and then regulating deeply within it. It was a really beautiful thought and it stayed with me. So as you breathe, as you connect, what's your intention for the month? May. Do you have a May altar like I said yesterday? Nice. Now squeeze the right knee up onto your chest, squeezing it in deeply and just breathing. Nice. Stretch the left leg long. And as you take a deep inhalation, and then as you exhale, tuck your chin in and look towards your navel. Inhaling, lowering down. Exhaling. Inhaling. One more time. Exhaling, pause there. Maybe stay holding onto your knees. Maybe reach your left hand down towards your left foot. Maybe reach your right hand down towards your left foot. There should be some trembling. Hold on to your shin, lowering down. Change. Draw the left knee up towards you. Squeeze it in. Stretch the right leg long. And just breathe into your belly. Nice. Inhaling deeply. And then as you exhale, tuck your chin in and look towards your navel. Inhaling, lowering down. Exhaling. Inhaling, lowering down. Last time. Exhaling, pausing there. Staying there with your hands on your shins. Or reach your right hand down towards your right foot. Or reach your left hand down towards your right foot. Are you listening to yourself? Is this too strong or is this okay for you? Really decide, what is wellness for you? Arms out to the side and just roll into your lower back. And then in the other direction. Nice. Sway your knees from side to side. And how would you breathe here? So for me, as I inhale, I travel. So this is a very interesting thing that we do. If I go to lift something heavy, I'll naturally take a deep inhalation and I'll hold my breath a little bit because the compression of the solidness of my breath in my body actually stabilizes the spine. So as you're lifting things sometime soon, a wheelbarrow or something, notice how you take a breath and you compress the breath in your diaphragm, in your belly, and that actually gives space to your spine that the weight that you're lifting doesn't compress your spine. It's really quite amazing. So just notice what you're doing right now. With the weight of your legs, how are you supporting your spine with your breath? How does it feel? We have all these tricks that we do unconsciously. Nice. Last movement here. Just pivot yourself into windscreen wipers. So windscreen wipers are where your 2 feet are in the air, your knees are bent, and then you begin to tap one toe onto the other knee, and both toes are pointing in the direction that you're pointing in. I just feel that. Point. And where in your hips, in your belly, and what is your breath doing? It doesn't have to be in sync, just hear it. Nice. Stretch your legs up, just roll into your ankles. Breathing. Nice. And then roll all the way over and come all the way up to stand at the front of your mat. Nice. And just feel that through the body, the whole of you. Just hear your breath. Feel the sense of this moment. What is the song of my breath? So this month, it's an inside practice. And so it's not about putting our foots behind our heads. Well, it never was anyways, but it's really about how do I breathe? I mean, you do it all the time, but just how do you do it? So reach your arms wide, bring your palms up, looking up. And then as you exhale, come all the way down. Long exhalation. Hands to your shins. Inhaling, rise. And then hands to the floor. Step your right foot back. Really lengthen the breath as we do this. Pause here for a moment. Back leg is long, leg is stretching. Nice. Drop your right knee to the floor. Left hand, left knee. Push your left hand into your knee and rise up with your right hand. Reach up and look up. And then maybe sink a bit into the hips, sink into the belly, and just feel your breath. How does it change this as you reach? So often I talk about the sense of the breath being like the bow of the violin. So bring your hand to the floor, twist your chest towards the left, keep your left hand on your knee. So we are the violin, our body's the violin, and the strings on the violin are like the stretches we put in place or the shapes we make in our bodies. And then the bow is what plays the stretch. So right now, how do you breathe into this movement? How do you deeply connect into your rib cage? How do you play this stretch with the breath? Nice. Both hands to the floor. Stretch out through the front leg. And just deepen into it with your breath. Nice. And just begin to rock forwards and backwards. And really hear the song of your breath. And use your breath whatever way you do. This is not an exact science from me. This is more like, oh, how do we do this? Like, how do we do this? And so I'm just really interested in what naturally emerges, what we tinker with, what we play with. Nice. Rock forward, step back into your plank, both knees to the floor, belly all the way down. Bring your arms back beside you. Rise. Just your head, your shoulders are squeezing backwards, your toes are lifted, your bum is squeezing. And then lowering down. Nose touches the floor. And again, squeezing back, rising. And lowering down. Notice your breath. For me, I inhale into my belly as I rise. And it's like I inflate like a balloon and push my belly into the floor. It's like, there's this really deep, powerful belly feeling that has this like vigor to it because of the breath that's filling into it. Nice. One more time. Super cool. Bring your elbows down, push back. Then walk yourself back on your elbows, interlock your hands. So pausing there, rounding your back deeply, your toes can be tucked under, your toes can be flat, or you can lift your knees off the floor. Or the next stage up from that is straighten your legs. So this movement here, it's one of the ones we're going to be trickling through the whole time, but find the level that suits you. So knees on the floor, rounding your back, knees hovering, or legs straight. So remember that you have to listen to your sensations. So if one of your shoulders is going, oh, this is too much, then come down. Don't override your own body. Listen to it. It's telling you so much. How you feel, how you sense, how you are. Nice. Both knees to the floor. Sweep your feet over towards the right and sit down onto your left bum. Stretch both legs long in front of you. Nice. So bend your right knee. So your right foot is a little bit out to the side. And then reach your right hand forward towards your left foot. Drop your head down in the direction of the left knee. How does your breath play this? How do you deepen into this? Nice. Coming back. Stretch your right leg long. Bend your left knee. Place it on the floor. Bring your right hand to the floor and reach your left hand forward to your right foot. Drop your head down and just deepen into the lower back or the deep hips or the side of your waist or whatever it is that is met by this. How does the breath move in you? Nice. Stretch both legs long. So to come forward, I'm going to use sandwich, but use whatever feels good for your knees, okay? So I'm going to bend my right knee. I'm going to tuck the left foot in. I'm going to push the left hand into the floor and then push myself forward and then straighten my left leg, straighten my right leg back. But find your way. I just love moving in sandwich, but see, okay? Slowly walking forward to the front of your mat. Rounding up, rolling up. Reach your arms wide, palms come together, reaching up, looking up. Slowly rolling down, all the way down, hands to the floor as you exhale. Hands to your shins, lengthen and look forward as you inhale. Hands to the floor, step your left foot back. Lunge, deepen into it. Breathe deeply into your hip. Nice. From here, drop the left knee to the floor. Bring your right hand to your right knee, and then reaching your left hand up, reach up and look up. And deepen into it, feeling your body. If you're sitting on a chair doing this yoga, then just feel as you reach up what happens. It's actually quite an amazing practice to do this in a chair. I'd recommend it. Try it out some morning. Just go, I'm going to do it in a chair today. It's phenomenal. I'm going to put a recording up in the next few days of that. It's amazing. It's really satisfying and beautiful to do it in a chair. Nice. Bring your left hand to the floor and then turn your chest towards the right and breathe into this. And it's not about bringing your hand, if you are in the chair, it's not bringing your hand to the floor. It's about the gesture of what we're doing right now. So how would you interpret this gesture? It's amazing. It's actually, it's such fun. Nice. Bring both hands to the floor. Stretch out through the front leg. Deepen into that. And just breathe. For me, I really connect into the back of my rib cage. Nice. Begin to travel. How do you breathe as you do this? What happens in you? Nice. Bring both knees back. Come to lie down. Bring your arms back. Rise. Squeezing through your bum. Lift through your toes. Lift through your chest. And dropping down, turn your head to the left. Notice your neck. Rising. And turn your head to the right. Notice your neck. Rising. Pause there. What's your breath doing into your belly? Nice. Bring both elbows to the floor, slowly rising up. Keep your elbows on the floor, rounding your back, pausing there. So either keeping your elbows, your knees down, lifting your knees up, or straightening your legs. Find your distance. Just deepening into the breath. Nice. Drop your knees to the floor. Sweep your feet over towards the left and sit your right bum down. Stretch your legs out long in front of you. So sit back a little bit, bring your feet to the floor, or let your feet float off the floor. Keep your hands on your knees, or bring your arms out forward in front of you. And just find the distance. So this is called boat pose. Sitting up tall, lift your chest, breathe down into your belly. And then cross your ankles. So typically with this one, you then push your hands into the floor and lift your bum off the floor. No. So just drop your head forward and just put a little bit of pressure down into your hands, because this is often where people injure their shoulders, okay? So we're just going to strengthen this range more so than push all the way into it. So drop your head forward. Shoulders are coming down towards your knees. You're pushing just literally pressure into the floor with your hands. Lean back. Pause. In your boat pose, whatever version you do. Lift your chest, open the chest, lengthen through the spine, and then cross your ankles the other direction, round forward. Just push your hands into the floor and just feel the pressure into your shoulders and hear that in your body. And sitting up tall, just roll your shoulders, big circles. And just breathe. And then round in the other direction, rolling. And breathe. Nice. Come lie on the floor, all the way down. And just landing. So I'll tell you a story while you lie there and breathe. So I have a cast iron bathtub that's probably around 100 years old. I have no idea how old it is. Around 6 or 7 years ago, a friend of mine who lives over in Clare and kind of collects things, I texted him and I said, "Oh, I'd love a cast iron bathtub, like the ones you see in the fields all over the place here." So we went out with the trailer and organized the bathtub, and we carried it, and it's just the rocks just over here behind the yoga mat. That's where the bathtub is. So last night or yesterday, I power hosed down the bathtub and set it all up. I put a hose onto the hot water tap, and I pipe out hot water from the solar panels. I had this seaweed bath that I had somebody given me years ago, so I put it into a pot and boiled it up. Bubble bath. It was amazing. It was the most phenomenal sunset. And then the geese were all sitting around me. It's just so amazing. And then it started pouring rain. So sitting in my bathtub, that was so hot. It was unbelievable with pouring rain. It was amazing being outside in a bathtub. Nice. So I hope you have a wonderful day and that you're doing wild and wonderful things in just the smallest possible way. It's like making the effort to use that thing that you've had for ages, that you keep going, "Oh, I must use that seaweed bath." So get that seaweed or the bath bomb, or do that thing that you've been thinking about doing for a while. Small, amazing things that we can do in our day. So I will see you all tomorrow for another wonderful installation of breath. I'm liking where we're going with this. It's very exciting. So be well, and I will see you all tomorrow. So as always, thank you to all of you who contributed yesterday. It was wonderful. It's always very reassuring. And so it's €10 per month. And welcome to those of you who've just started. Welcome back to those of you who have been doing this since the very beginning. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for this, this business, this community, this connection, this resource in my life. And so if you're enjoying it, then yeah, €10 per month, PayPal, Revolut, Patreon. You can post it to me. If you want any information, contact info@nother.com. So be well, be you, get in your bathtub, or whatever version of that you do. Great. Bye.